guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss the extrinsic pathway of the apoptosis. As if you want to completely understand, then you need to visit or go through the previous video where we have discussed the basic mechanism of apoptosis. Then only it will be clear to you. Okay. So in extrinsic pathway, what happens exactly? That basically here we are considering a T cell which is going to mediate the process of apoptosis. Okay, and this is the apoptotic cell, this blue one. Okay, so when there is a Fas L ligand present on the T cell is also, you can say, the cytotoxic T cell. Okay, the ligand of cytotoxic T cell binds with the Fas R receptor of the apoptotic cell, thus, and it also bears a death domain over it. So this death domain, when binds with the ligand, it becomes active and thus allows the binding of adaptor protein. You know what adaptor protein we have discussed in the last video, that this leads to the dimerization of the procaspases and leading to their activation. Okay, as this death domain binds to the death adaptor protein, already the procaspase has been dimerized, so it becomes, the process initiates. Okay, as it dimerizes, the cleavage occurs. I know if you haven't seen the previous video, you might be getting a little confused. Please first see that one, then only it will be clear what is going on. The cleavage occurs and this part, the cleavage site, come together and thus the procaspases converts into caspase. This is also known as the upper part of the C terminal of the procaspase is known as death domain, and the lower part of the cleavage site is referred to as death effector domain, because it affects the, if it is not binding with it after cleavage, then it can't progress with the death or the apoptotic process. So it is an important process. Again, I am saying, please first see the previous video, then only you will get to know. So this procaspase is in extrinsic process. Remember, we always take the procaspase 8. This is the initiator one, right? So this procaspase 8, after the binding of death domain with death effector domain, it converts into caspase 8, which is an active site. This then acts on executioner procaspase 3, which activates and then converts into executioner caspase 3, and we all know when it reaches to executioner caspase 3, the process of apoptosis occurs. Okay, when Fas L binds with Fas R and the death domain binds with the adaptor protein, it forms a disc complex. This is death inducing signal complex. This is very important. I am telling you again the overview. Ligand binds with receptor. Okay, death domain of receptor becomes active and binds with adaptor protein. This adaptor protein and this whole, this area from adaptor protein to the above part of the C terminal, this is the death domain of the procaspase, bind with adaptor protein, that is the death domain, and leads to the dimerization of the procaspase 8. This dimerization leads to the activation of caspase 8, which act on executionary procaspase 3. This then activates that activates means conversion of procaspase into caspase, activates caspase 3, and thus the process of apoptosis occurs. Okay, I told you why here we have taken T cell, because extrinsic pathway, I told you, it is a receptor mediated and it requires external stimulus. So this T cell gives an external stimulus. In intrinsic pathway there is an internal signal, that is the cell itself tells that I need to die now, please begin with the process. If in the exam you make this diagram and write this, draw this flowchart, you are going to get full marks. I'm telling you that. Okay, I hope you like the video. Please like, share and subscribe, and stay connected for the second part, where we'll discuss the intrinsic pathway. And also please refer to the previous video, otherwise you won't get the topic what is going on. Thank you. Like, share and subscribe.